This past weekend, I got to cross off one of my Disney dreams that was actually recently added to my Disney dream list and recently crossed off. If you keep up with Disneyland news, you know that they recently opened the new restaurant, Tiana's Palace in New Orleans Square, soon to be followed by the Princess and the Frog ride to replace Splash Mountain, which I am so excited for. It was so fun to see the construction happening at the park, and Princess and the Frog holds a very special place in my heart. It's actually one of my favorite Disney princess films, and I actually even wrote a paper about it back in college. It meant so much to me, and so during this video I'm going to be sharing some fun facts about Princess and the Frog, while you get to see some behind the scenes footage of the restaurant, and I'll also be reviewing some of the food because it was absolutely delicious. Tiana's Palace is a Cajun style restaurant with a lot of theming from Princess and the Frog, so you'll see some of those elements later on in the video. Now for some fun facts. So the film was released back in 2009, and it was the first of its kind. It was actually a film that rejected all of the seemingly safe themes that Disney had stuck to in the past. The Princess and the Frog was Disney's 49th feature-length musical film, which was influenced by the Grimm fairy tale, The Frog Prince. And so it was set in the year 1912 in New Orleans. And during the time of release, film critics had actually questioned the use of New Orleans as the setting because production was surrounding the beginning of the reconstruction of Hurricane Katrina that had destroyed New Orleans in 2005. The film was written and directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, and also the film featured voice actress Anika Noni Rose, who played 19-year-old Tiana, who is an African-American girl working several jobs as a waitress in order to fulfill her dream as a restaurant entrepreneur. Now, she's a girl who can be modernly classified as type A. She works tirelessly to provide for her mother, and this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the film yet, cover your ears. But her mother is widowed after her father died in the war. And unlike the original story told, The Frog Prince, after agreeing to kiss Prince Naveen in an attempt to prove that she is a princess, her lie ends up turning her into a frog as well. Now, Bruno Campos is the voice actor for the frog to his princess, or more recognizably, Prince Naveen of Maldonia. Naveen is a 24-year-old playboy who comes to New Orleans after being cut off from his family riches in search for a princess to marry in order to regain his lavish lifestyle. And after falling into a contract with Dr. Facilier, the voodoo doctor, Prince Naveen is turned into a frog and embarks on a journey to find his way to be human again. Now, this classic tale of rags to riches is weaved within the jazzy tunes sung by Anika as she gradually upgrades from her brown and yellow diner dress to a slimy green suit, and finishing with a glittering green gown that is fit for a princess. And the film revolves around an unlikely friendship, the classic Disney sorrow of a lovable character's death, and a romance that ultimately frustrates the viewer but ends in a kiss that makes the film so memorable to me, and I'm sure so many others. Those were just some fun facts about the film, and now on to the themed restaurant for Princess and the Frog, Tiana's Palace. In the next section of this video, I'll be sharing menu items as well as the ambiance details that I loved about the restaurant. I'll try to include menu prices and menu descriptions when I can, as well as some photos and videos that I took while inside the restaurant. So this Disneyland restaurant is in New Orleans Square, and it actually took over one of the older restaurants that served some Cajun food items as well, including the man-catching beignets that were served on the outside window. So now it's just themed to Princess and the Frog. I would consider a quick style restaurant, meaning you wait outside in a line and you go inside, similar to IKEA. If you've ever been there, you grab a tray, you slide it along, and then you tell the person what you want that's behind the glass. They give you the menu item, you pay, and you eat outside. You can also order within the mobile app, the Disney mobile app, so that makes it super fast if you know what you want. And it was ultimately very fast to get through the line. It really wasn't that bad. And the menu prices for the items are very reasonable. Normally when you go to a themed restaurant, I feel like they bump up the prices, but these ones were super reasonable. My husband and I were able to get several items for only about $40, and to me that was really worth it for the experience and the quality of the items, and just that they were so different from what Disney offers in the rest of the park. So menu prices were ultimately top-notch. Now, when you are at the outside of the restaurant, you'll see a big Tiana's Palace sign, and on the outside wall where you sit outside, you also see Tiana's Palace that looks very similar to the restaurant in the movie, and that was really fun for me to see the big signs just as you're walking towards it. And a few of my favorite pieces, you walk inside, just to the right, you see a picture of little Tiana being held by her dad, and I was just hit by emotion immediately as I walked inside, and was just taken into a blissful experience of Princess and the Frog. So the photo was off to the right, and then soon after that you see a menu that's inspired by the similar animation style that's used for Tiana's dream in the movie, where Dr. Facilier kind of shows her future. So that menu is off to the right that shows you all the options to order, and you know, up on the walls on the little shelves there are lots of pieces that are similar to the film, and then on the back wall you see some lily pads in the water that are reminiscent to the frogs, and there was also a live band at certain times when you're sitting outside, so it was just a really fun experience overall for the ambiance. Now, as for the food was incredible. There was honestly something for everybody. Even if you have kids and want to come here, I would say that you could definitely get menu choices for your kids, including the mac and cheese, which was so good. I wish I could say that that wasn't my favorite thing, but it actually probably was, including the buttermilk cornbread that we had. So those were a couple of the side options that you can get. And so for the entrees, we tried to get one of everything. I don't think we got everything, but my husband got the chicken, and I got the muffaletta sandwich, which I will share the ingredients down below because I did not know what was in a muffaletta sandwich, but it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was very hot that day, so I didn't really want a hot meal, and the sandwich was perfect. Then I ordered a side of mac and cheese and a cornbread for my husband and I to share. And he got the Cajun chicken, which was a big piece of chicken, like a huge piece of chicken. And then he chose for his side to get coleslaw and mac and cheese. And he also got a cold brew coffee using Joffrey's Cold Brew, which is a very popular coffee that Disney uses. Delicious. And then we also got shrimp and grits. I have never had grits, but I had always wanted to try them. They were savory with cheese and butter, and it was so good. That actually was probably my second favorite thing after the mac and cheese. So overall, the experience was just absolutely wonderful. It was so fun to be able to live like a little bit of Tiana's dream in the restaurant, and I'm so excited to see the new ride that's coming out soon. So I hope you enjoyed these fun facts and a little recap of the restaurant. If you've been to Tiana's Palace, tell me what your favorite item was down in the comments below.